So we've just recently taken an OnlyFans creator from $8,000, where she was doing everything by herself, struggling, to now working with us, doing over $150,000 in 1 month. With that money, she was able to retire her parents, buy her dream home with a big old garage, and was able to buy her dream car, which was a Lamborghini Huracan. And as you can imagine, she's very happy right now. So in today's video, I have not done one of these in probably ever. We're going to share with you guys exactly the strategies and the tips and the lessons that we've learned across the last couple of months here, taking this OnlyFans creator where she's doing everything by herself, trying to figure it all out, to doing way less work. I'm talking 20% of the work she used to do. So way less work, she has way more time, and she makes so much more money than she did beforehand. So whether you're an agency owner or you are an OnlyFans creator, make sure you watch this entire video because you're going to learn a lot from this video. Now, whether you are an agency owner or a creator and you want my help, you want to ask me some more questions and speak to me directly about how this actually happened, make sure you message me on Instagram at Marcus Hustle, the same as my YouTube. Anyway, let's go into this video, and first of all, it's going to start off with something that might not sound like this big extravagant hack and system, right? But this is where everything starts off with, and everything else that I mentioned later into this video, I'm going to relay back to this, which is being organized, both on our end and the client's end, okay? So what do I mean by being organized? Well, every single week, minimum, at least a week, we are 1 week ahead of content plans, knowing what to do, when to do it, who's going to be posting what, when, where, which platform, who she's going to be collaborating with, who the collab, or when the collab post is going out, like what kind of campaigns are we doing, what kind of giveaways, like everything is pre-planned a minimum of a week ahead. But on the actual OnlyFans account, we actually pre-plan an entire month ahead. In terms of, like, for example, obviously this month at the time of this recording, it is the 14th of October, and obviously we've got Halloween coming up, right? So during Halloween, obviously there's many things that you can do, loads of different games, Halloween themed, outfits that are Halloween themed, and so on, right? So that's the first piece of advice I must give to you, whether you're an agency owner or a creator. I'm assuming 95% of you watching this will be agency owners. So for the rest of the video, I will just address you as an agency owner. So just bear with me, right? But you as an agency owner, you must be pre-planning everything and relaying this to the client to make sure that you guys are one step ahead, right? Because things happen, right? What if the client gets ill, or he or she, whatever fuck reason, she or he cannot create the content, right? If you're 1 week ahead, then it's okay. You can play catch up a week later, worst case scenario, right? Cool. So everything else that I'm about to share with you guys, which we are going to go into a lot of the practicals of what we actually done and how we're able to make so much money so quickly, everything relies on this, is making sure you guys are organized. And also, this is another piece of advice, in the behind the scenes, on your team, you also need to be organized. You need to know, when is a team call happening? When are you speaking to the client? What about Monday to Friday? It all needs to be organized. Every single day there's a different topic as to how and what you should speak to your client about, okay? So let's go into the next one, which is making the client stand out on both social media and OnlyFans, right? Let me tell you guys something. So I started this in 2020, right? Back then, there was not really that many OF creators. I mean, I'm assuming there was around 1 million, which obviously is still a fuck ton of people, but relative to now, it's about 4 times bigger. There's about 4.5 million active creators right now in 2025, right? So back then, because it was not as quote unquote saturated and as competitive, you really could just get away with posting some seductive video or whatever, right? She's half naked, whatever, and you're just posting a link on an Instagram story, and then you just sell whatever you have in the vault, and you can make loads of money. That doesn't quite work like that anymore. You really do have to put in the extra effort to make sure that your client actually stands out, right? It starts with social media. So on social media, the easiest way to stand out from all of the other OF creators is to bring in your personality. Every single person has a different personality. That's number one. Secondly is the content itself. The easiest way how I can get you to understand is look at everybody else and look at what everyone else is doing and do it slightly different, okay? So everybody else, most people, they have a tripod. He or she is filming by themselves indoors, right? Well, what if you were to film outdoors, right? This is obviously safe for work content. I'm talking about Instagram Reels and TikToks, right? What if you were to film outdoors and you were to get another person in the video, right? Just giving you ideas here. All of a sudden, it's much, much different. And most of the videos, there is no talking in the videos, right? It's like a little dance or whatever the fuck they're doing, and then there's music over the top. Well, what if you had your client talking into the camera and sharing her personality and so on, right? So that's the first thing about social media and standing out. It is so fucking important. And then the latter is the OnlyFans account, right? So again, advice that nobody even talks about or does. You can use your own money that you make with OFM and go and subscribe to loads of other creators, like the top performing ones, and just see what they are doing on the account. That's free market research that you can do yourself. Yeah, I say free. Yeah, I was going to say it costs a little bit of money, but who gives a fuck? It's like $200. Like spend a little PPV here, blah, blah, blah. But you get to see how their team send you the PPVs, how they caption it, what is on the wall, and so on, right? So super important. But on OnlyFans, you want to make sure that you're keeping it fun, you're keeping it different, you're keeping it exciting, and also you are over-delivering with value, right? How the fuck can you over-deliver with value and titty pictures? But you can, by essentially sending more than what the fan is asking for, right? So if the fan has purchased a piece of content and, you know, for example, the creator has no top on, right, in the video, and that's what you just purchased, then send a picture with pretty much the same nudity level for free. Even though he's technically already paid for it, because you've sent it as a picture now afterwards for free, he's going to think, wow, like no one else has done that. I like this girl. I'm going to subscribe to her for longer, right, and keep coming back. Next one is really improving the social media content with a videographer, paid actors, and so on. So that's what we've done for this particular client. So we figured out there is a winning vertical for this particular client where she was outdoors with other people interacting in the videos. That just went very, very well. So instead of, and by the way, for context, she has a niche. This also goes back to the previous one where you want to stand out. You want to find a niche that is an actual niche. Not this bullshit like gym niche or yoga. Like, it's so generic. Fuck off. Nobody cares about that, right? You have to try and find something that is really different, really out there, all right? So for this particular client, she rides motorbikes and drives cars, right? Cool. It's pretty different. Most other OF creators don't really do this. At least like that's not their niche, right? So we really scaled that, and what we found was typically when there are interactions out and about in public, that tends to get more views. So instead of just trying to get the client to ride around for 8 hours a day just to get free interactions which are real, we just paid for a paid actor to come in and do like 6, 7, 8, 9 interactions with our clients, and we stage it to make it seem like it's real, like it's just happened. But in reality, it's all staged, like they know exactly what they're about to say. But the way we edit it and the way we make it look it seems real, right? And then everybody goes like sharing it to their friends, whether it's a funny interaction, it's crazy, it's controversial, it's whatever, they're going to start sharing it. Compared to everybody else, which is just like holding a piece of outfit, snapping their fingers, and they change into the outfit. Come on, man. Who the fuck cares about that? No one's going to share that, right? So yeah, going above and beyond with content on social media. So then we also not only got the paid actors, we also got a videographer. So now, you know, the videos are literally like moving. So the camera is moving closer and backwards, and there's riding shots as well. So whilst the girl's riding her bike, like in the car, you're recording from there, and so on and so on. Okay. The next one is really maximizing the conversion if and when a piece of content is going viral. So literally right now, as we speak, let me just show you guys in real time. Obviously cannot show you her exact accounts, but I can screenshot the views. So right now, let me just click into it. So I will just zoom into here as well. So yeah, hopefully you can see this. There is 36.1 million views on one of her recent reels, as you can, oh shit. Yeah, as you can see, this is a screenshot. Okay, fuck, the new iPhone update is so jarring. But anyway, you get the idea. One of her recent reels, literally posted about 3-4 days ago, is on 36 point something million views. That is not luck, right? You must know exactly how to go viral. Once you crack the code, this is exactly what we teach inside of our mentorship program for these agency owners. You then can just rinse and repeat it and do more of it, then have more accounts, then post more of it, and then eventually, that's how you start to grow really viral. And then if in case one account goes down, you have a bunch of backups and it's no problem, okay? But the lesson here is maximizing the conversions if and when a piece of content goes viral, which is right now one of them for us over like 20 million. That's viral, right? So essentially, as that is happening, you must have some strategy in place in order to actually maximize that. So make sure you're posting a story, make sure you're commenting or however you want to do it, right? But you want to give them a reason and an incentive to come over to the platform of OnlyFans to actually subscribe and so on, right? Because otherwise they're just watching the reel and they just scroll past, or they watch the reel, click into the profile, there's no stories live, there's no reason for them to click, okay, cool, whatever, fuck off, right? But if they click into the story and there's an incentive for them to click somewhere and they're going to get something, that's going to increase your conversions massively. And the key is to do it in real time. So, like I said, this reel was posted about 3-4 days ago, and for the last 3-4 days, we've been doing this every single day, right? Not like 3-4 days later, once the video is already at 50 million views and it's not gaining any more views. At that point, the audience has already come and gone, right? So you need to do it in real time. Next is a killer strategy on OnlyFans that just simply prints money. There's so much that I could talk about this. Like, we have truly cracked the code on how to maximize the earnings on OnlyFans itself. So for example, again, if we go back to here, again, if I just refresh this, just in case some of you guys don't fucking believe me or some shit. But yeah, so on the month of August 2025, we had 28.9 thousand in subscriptions and $114,000 in messages and $6.8 thousand in tips. Now, believe it or not, that's actually not the greatest ratio in the world at all, by any means. With big accounts, if you're new to OnlyFans, ratios are really difficult with bigger accounts, especially ones that are like $15, $20 subscription fee, because it's a lot harder to make more money from every single subscriber, right? And therefore your averages even out. If you have a smaller earning client and you're making like $1,000 a month in subscriptions, it is very easy to get a 1-10, 1-12, 1-15 ratio, right? But at this scale, it becomes really difficult because you're physically having to manage more staff. And also at scale, you just will have people come in and subscribe and they have zero intention of buying anything. They're just curious, right? And there's nothing you can do to, there's certain things you can do, but overall, you're going to get more people that are just time wasters, right? But anyway, on the platform of OF itself, we have everything planned out, from the welcome message to the voice note to AI voice notes to how we nurture new subscribers, how we retain whales, how we actually make whales, because that's another thing as well. Most people think that you just have to post content and then eventually you find a whale. It's not really how it works. Like, you don't just find them sometimes, but most of the time you can curate a fan into a big spender and into a whale, okay? And we have specific systems and processes in place to do that. And that's exactly what we teach inside of our program. So again, if you're an agency owner and this is all making sense and you're interested and perhaps you've never taken a single client over $150,000, we have the secrets. So message me on Instagram at Marcus Hustle, and same as if you're a creator and you're also struggling, maybe you're doing $8, $10, $15, $20,000 a month, and you just can't figure out how the fuck to scale, we can help you, okay? Next one is communication is key. So building a real friendship with your creator, right? There's obviously always going to be that professionalism, obviously, right? But you do also want to become friends, yeah? Not with some clients, they don't give a fuck, right? They're very blunt, they're very rude, not rude. They're very blunt, right? They don't give a fuck about speaking to you about how their day's been. Just here's content, please make money, right? Cool, no problem. But for the most part, you really do want to build that relationship with your clients where you genuinely are friends. You're asking about, hey, how was your birthday? How was your trip with your partner? How's the move going with the new house? How's whatever, right? And you just actually care. You actually talk to the client as you care because you do, okay? That goes a very long way. But communication, so in this particular example, this client's birthday was about a couple of days ago, about a week ago. And And communication goes both ways, by the way. So from our client's point of view, she told us ahead of time, hey, by the way, it's my birthday in 2 weeks. I'm going to be taking like a week off doing this thing, right? Amazing. That's so important, because then we pre-planned what she has to do before she goes away on her little holiday, right, for her birthday. If we never got this pre-warning, then there would have been an entire week where we lost all momentum, and the account would have been a lot slower than the month prior, right? And that's how you avoid these things. So right now, for example, because we're back and dialed in, for example, let me just refresh this. So right now, like I said, it is the 14th of October, and right now for October, we are on $69,000, I think, right? What a number. But yeah, so we're basically halfway through the month, and we're not even. Well, the 14th has not even finished yet. So we've got still today and tomorrow. So I'm assuming by tomorrow will be roughly around close to $80,000. And then again, that's the 15th. So if you extrapolate that for the entire month, we're on a run rate for about $160,000 for the month. And again, a new record heights, and that's because of all the things that we just mentioned prior. Right? Every single week, every single month, we have something pre-planned. We know exactly what's going on. We send these content ideas to the client. He or she creates them, and then we go ahead and do the rest of it. And that's the last part, by the way, as well. Lastly, you have to remember that it's a 50-50. We require 50% of the work from the client. I mean, we like to say, and we believe that we do 90% of the work, right? That's not to say that the client does nothing. She does. But we like to try to do obviously a lot more for the clients. So then when we are charging 50%, yes, it's a large percentage, but it's very justifiable because the client does way less work than what he or she done before, and he or she makes so much more money. So you're saving money, you're working less, but you're making more money. Obviously, it makes sense, right? And obviously, 50% of 150K rather than 100% of 8K is obviously going to be a better option. So the lesson in there is, as an agency owner, you must know and learn how to qualify prospects before you take them on. Super important. So if you got some value from this lesson, please leave a like. If you want me to do more case studies, I got more case studies like this where we're taking clients from 1K to 22,000, 7,000 to 30,000. So if you want more of these case studies on how we've actually done it, just leave a like on this video. The more likes this video has, the more I can do more of these videos, share with you guys the results and so on. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.